Yep, we think so.
Okay, all right. Okay. Okay, let me start with LSMW topic then. Once we log in, LSMW is a basic tool which has been designed to import the data from the non-SAP system, or else we can call it a legacy system, to an SAP system. This is kind of a simple tool created by SAP to convert the data from the non-system that's an R3 system to an SAP system. So the transaction code which we use for this LSMW tool is LSMW itself. The transaction code for this is LSMW. Once you log into the LSMW tool, you will be asked to create a project. All the conversions are made under project, and a project consists of a sub-project and it has an object with it. So let's create a project called test something like today's date 22, and when we try to click on the new one, create entry over here, it's asked for a project name and a project description. So you can give any description name, like test description. Once you click the continue button, it asks for a sub-project. So give any name like sub-project name and give any sub-project description. So it asks for an object name. You can give any of your object name. This is the basic thing we need to create for any LSMW tool to use. So we'll see the demo by creating an customer master record transactions, that is updating a customer master record. So once you give the project, sub-project and object, you need to click the continue button or F8, which is shown in the green color here. So once you click that, there are the steps that are followed. These are the custom defined steps which are developed by the LSMW tool, and we need to go through each step in order to make the conversion from the regular system to the SAP system. That is, if we want to migrate from the text file or something, or if we want to load some file from the non-SAP system to the SAP system, we need to follow the given steps. We need to maintain each step according to our requirement, and then you need to finish that. So the first step in this LSMW is maintaining object attributes. So once you click the execute button for the maintain object attributes, you can get the object attributes the one which we created, right, for the project. So the object name is test object which we created, and the description shows here, and this is the username. So we are looking for the data transfer, right? So you can click once only a data transfer, and we can give file names a system dependent on or depending upon our wish. So there are 4 types of input methods which are available for us to transfer from a non-SAP system to an SAP system. We can select the object type, object or the import method to be a standard import method, or we can select it as a batch input recording, or else we can use it as a BAPI, or else we can use it as an IDoc. IDoc is nothing but it's an intermediate document that stands between a non-SAP system to a SAP system. So we're going to demo using the first one, the standard batch input direct method. So let's take an example of customer master object. So the customer master is located as the object 0050. So once you select that, you need to select any method. Let's select the method 00. So automatically the program name and the program type are displayed here. So once we select those, we can save these attributes. So we are going to now continue with the object customer master, and the program name would be the RFBIDE00. So once we save the properties, object attributes, we can save them and go back. So the first step, we have completed the first step of LSMW, which is the maintaining object attributes. So once we complete that, the cursor automatically moves to the second step, that is the maintain source structures. So once you click here and click on the execute button, you will enter into the second step, the maintain source structures. In this step, we are going to update the customer master table. So we need to maintain the source structure here. Once you click the change icon here, we have a create a structure option here. Once we click the create a structure, it asks for a source structure and a description of it. So if you know the transaction code XD02, let's create a structure name XD02S for the transaction code XD02. Let's give the description as the source structure or something. XD02 transaction. So once we click the create a source structure, it is going to display under it, and it's the structure name and this is the structure description. So this is the XD02 transaction, which shows the change in customer change. So we are going to do the LSMW for this transaction. So we have given as XD02S. So this is the transaction, and this is the structure which displays that. So once we create a source structure, we need to save the source structure, and once we save, we can go back to the LSMW main screen. So this is the main screen. We have now completed step 1 and step 2. Now we are in the maintaining source field step. In this step, what we do is maintaining the table source structure. We have just given the source structure, but we need to maintain the fields in it. So if you see, this is the one which we have created in the last step. So we need to click on change, and we need to give the field names for the source structure. We can, if you want to create a single field or something, you can directly click on here, and it asks for a field name, description, field length, and type. So if you want to give a multiple fields, then you can click the table maintenance over here. So we'll give more than one field. So let's click the table maintenance over here, and it asks for it shows a table where we need to give the field name, field type, field length, and its description. So let's start ahead and give the source field for that, and let's start it with the customer, and it would be a type C, and let's give the length as 10, and let's write this as description as customer, and let's give some other field, sales organization, some field for length. Let's give a distributed channel. 2. So let's create these fields for the source structure which we have defined. Let's go ahead and save that. So we can see the fields which we have created in the table maintenance over here. So once we have done with this, we can click on save. So that I save now. So we have customer, sales organization, distributed channel, division, sales office, sales group, and customer group as the source fields for the source structure of XD02. So go back, and once we have done with the maintaining source field, the next step is to maintain the structure relationships. That is, we need to give the relationship to the structure which we have created. So once we click on the execute, it goes to the structure relationships. As we have only one source and one target, one target. So once we click the, we need to change this to change mode. So once we do that, we have a create relationship over the menu bar. So once we click that and create a relationship, the XD02 source structure which we have created will be assigned to this. So we need to do the same for these, which are the subtrees of the input structure we have created. So once we are done, we can save this and go back. Once you are done with the creating the relationships, there's a next step called field mapping and conversion rules. So once you are into the field mapping and conversion rules, you need to click the execute button. So it displays the list of fields which we have created for this. It is the input session, batch input session, and the customer record, master record transaction, which are stored, which has the fields over there. So if you scroll down, there are all the fields that are present. And we need to maintain the fields. Once you click on the change menu, you have an option called assign source field. So let's take an example of customer number, Kunal, and when we click the source field, or when we click the icon, when we move the cursor to the KUNNR and click on the assign source field, it asks for the source structure to what we need to give. So as we are assigning the customer number, we'll give it to customer, and once we give that, it automatically displays the source, which is the XG02S, which we have created, and it's the rule which we are using is the move. That we are moving the source structure value to the KUNNR, that's the customer number. So once we click and save, so we have created one relationship, the field mapping. I mean, if we have a text file and we have a value under customer, so the value automatically moves to this KUNNR field. So this is the way we need to define all the relationships and the field mapping, so that once we upload the text file or an Excel file, once we process this step, it automatically moves from the source file to the destination file. This is the main crucial step, and depending upon the requirement, we need to maintain the fields. Field mapping is an important step in the LSMW, as this is a place where we give the correct assignment from source to destination. So let's go ahead with the other things. VK and it's a sales organization. Once we click the assign source field, again it asks for the source structure which we need to give, and let's take the sales organization here. So once you click that, it also displays the same thing. The source structure, the code is the transferring the value from the source structure to the destination. So, and let's go ahead and complete that.
Did you receive Hari's email?
Sorry? Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
So we need to assign the source fields to them, and so whenever we click, we get the automatic rules and the code values. So once we give the values, we can save them and we can go back. And once we have done with the hello.
Yeah, listening, Karthik. Go ahead.
Okay. So once we complete the field mapping and conversion rules, the next step is maintain the fixed values, translations, and the user-defined routines. We can maintain the fixed values if we have any constant values to create or something. So it's not a mandatory step, but if you have anything to be created, a fixed value, you can give the name, and you can save the fixed value. And if you have any user-defined routines or any translations to give, you can just click on you can just create them and you can just save them. So this depends upon the requirement of the conversion. So once you complete with this step, you can go to the specifying files. This is the step where we give the field the file which needs to be converted. So there are several ways we can import the data. So if we click change icon, and this is from the PC front end. So if you click on add an entry, it asks for a file name or something. So let's create some test document. Let's give and let's give some values for this. So let's create this Excel document. Let us paste in the desktop. Let's place as HD02. So once we are done with the creating a file, let's go back to the LSMW page. and let's browse those. So it shows the file name which we have created just now, and let's give the description as so we have a delimiter options called table separator, semicolon separator, blanks, comma, and there's a no separator option. So let's go ahead with the tabular separator, and we have a file structure. We have heading with the field name. So we'll select the field name. So we start at this file, and once we we check the code page as ASCII, and once we check that, we click the continue button. So it shows the file location and the file name. So once we are done with that, we can save the file, save the step. So, and we have the imported data, the LSMW read file, and the converted data would be LSMW. These are the application server files which can be viewed in the AL11. Is the application server. This application server where the files gets loaded once the conversion is done, and it becomes save. So we are done with the specifying the files. Now the next step is the assigning files. So once you click the execute, it shows the source structure which we have created, and the source structure is xg02s which we created, and the text file is what we have just now created. So it automatically displays the file. So the file has been assigned now, so we don't need to manually assign it. So we can save it, go back. And so once the step assign files is done, once the file is assigned, we can read this data. So once you click the execute, so it asks for some specific values if you want to specify. If you want to give any transaction numbers in the range, we can give, or else we can directly execute that. So that it reads all the fields present in the file. So it read five records, and the records are 5 which you created. So there are 5 records which are created, and the file written is the test22 underscore subtest2. This is the project name which we have created, and this is a sub project subtest22, and the test object, and this is .lsmw.read. The file written is this one, which we can view in the AL11, which is the application server. Can we give any variant name if you want to run only for some few specific transactions? You can save that and create a variant name. So once the data is read, we can display what the data which we have given. So if you want to give from any specific line, we can give, or else we can just ignore that and click on enter. So these are the values which you have given. This contains the rows, hierarchy level, file information. This shows the value name. It shows the field text. It shows the field length. What are the length we have given, and it shows the field value. See, these are the field values which are given in the Excel file. If you check them, these are values which you have given. Customer sales organization, distribute channel, division, sales organization, sales group, and customer group. So these are displayed. These are the values which you have given in the Excel file. So these are the multiple values, the 4 values we have given. So this is where we read the data before we convert it. So we can check, we can cross check in the display read data whether with the files which we have created is with the files which are uploaded correct or not. So once we are done with the display read data, we can go to the next step, which is we convert the data from the legacy system to the original system. So you can click execute button, and it is the same way it asks for the transaction numbers if there are any huge number of transactions. So we can just ignore it, and it shows the file read is the one which we have uploaded, and the file written it has written a file name test22 sub22 and testobject.lsmw.convert. So this is the one which we have converted, and this shows the records which are reading. So once you go back, this is the same way where you create a variant. So once the data is converted, we can go to the next step, which is the display converted data. We can view the converted data which is done in the last step. So this is a converted data, and we can view the field contents. We haven't specified any value, if you observe the previous steps, we haven't specified any value for the T code, and for company code we haven't created any field mapping conversions yet. So for the conversions where we have created, the data has been uploaded, the value has been assigned to these. We have only created field mappings for the customer number, sales organization, distribution channel, and division. So only these values have been uploaded, and the rest of values have been separated by an hash, as we haven't specified any field structures there. So if you view the contents, these are the same way. These are the different records in the transaction. It only displays the one which we have given the conversion rules. So this is where we can view the converted data. So once we are done with the converted data, till here we have uploaded successfully the Excel file into the SAP system. Now once the source data is converted to this internal format, we can do this to SAP by using a batch input session. So let's create a batch input session for this, and once you click on batch input session, it asks for a file path name. So we are already defaulted with the name, and you can directly go ahead and save it as a variant if you want, or else you can just execute it. As we haven't given any a value for first customer, it shows the hash. As we haven't given the transaction code, see, this is the value which it is reading step by step. It shows the KUNNR, and it shows the value which we have given. So it goes on. So now it's creating an input session, so that it's loading all the values from Excel. So this file, once we have done with that, this file has the values which we have in the which we have created in the Excel file. So this is mainly useful. The LSMW tool is mainly useful for uploading a huge amount of data, where user can't enter each and every individual. So say, let's say, example, we have 1 million records of data which needs to be changed or which needs to be uploaded. We can't individually go ahead to a XD02 transaction, and we can't manually change it. So for these kind of things, we can create a batch input session. We can use an LSMW. We can upload the file directly, and we can run this, so that it makes us easy. So this is a batch input session. This is the last step of the batch input session, where you run the batch input. This is a it shows some error message as we haven't given the cheat code in the source maintaining source field, but the steps which we followed are the one which we need to do for uploading this. So once we are done with the final step, the final step is to just click the session name, and just we need to process the session. So that completes all the steps of the LSMW, and once you are done with uploading, then it shows you can view the data in the XT03 transaction. So it shows the customer number which we have given. It displays all the values.
Karthik, can you show us the BEC, the recording, one more time?
Okay. So this is where the actual conversion is done. So once the converted data, once the data is converted into the internal format, this is where we need to. This is the batch input session is to convert it to the SAP, and once we click onto the create a batch input program, then the file name is created with the text, and once you execute that, as we have left the T code field as empty in the conversion rules, so if you observe the previous message,
But where is the step? Where is the step? You're actually recording the transaction. I didn't see that step.
see, we have left the T code as empty. We haven't given any conversion rule for T code, so that's the reason it's showing a special character empty, as it's showing the #1. So once you click that, it shows the session name, test object was open. The session is open now. So once you click, we haven't given the transaction code in the mapping conversion, so it shows that no transaction code was transferred. And it's the type, the value 1 which we have given. T code, it doesn't have any value, so it shows the hash. The Kuna value is 1000, which we have in the Excel sheet. The bookers, we haven't given any value. And the next one is a sales organization, and the next one is the distribution channel, and we have the division, and we haven't given any value for the conversion rule here. So it shows the hash value, and where we have eliminated the value conversion rules, it shows with an hash, and wherever we have given a conversion rule, that's filled with the value which we have in the text file. So once it is done, the batch it should display the values which are present in this file in the application server. That created a batch input session in the last step, and we need to run the batch input session once it's open. So this is the last step, and we need to click on execute. So there are three. We have run it thrice, so it has we have 3 sessions open for us. And once we click the session name, and we need to click on the process session. This has been this timed out as we haven't given the conversion rule there. So if we specify the correct conversion rules and everything, once you click the process, it should do your job. So it shows it's still being created as it is gone through. So these are the steps which we follow for changing, uploading any data and a huge amount of data into SAP system to LSMW. Is that clear, Hari?
Yes, I think I missed that the recording the BDC session.
No, what we have done with the conversion rules. The conversion rules we need to specify upon the requirement. Depending upon the requirement with what we have given, we need to create conversion rules. And once it is done, branch input session should process the request, but it's throwing error because we haven't given any conversion rules, so it's showing that session is terminated. So that's the last step which we do for the LSMW.
Just give me 1 second though.
Yeah, sure.
Can everybody see my screen? Hopefully, can you just this is like the picture. Karthik, can we just review one more time? So basically, you have an application server that is the backend SAP, and then you have PC, which you are kind of working through, right?
Yeah.
So most of the files, the conversion files, so you can put the source files and the conversion files on the application server. Actually, the source file can also be on the PC. So the first step you did was you created a source structure. Source structure means how is the data that you're converting the legacy file. You created a source structure. You created an Excel, right?
Yes.
You created an Excel. And you also created the target, like the XDO2, which is the edit the customer master, which is your target, okay? And then you created a relationship. You binded the source to the target, right? You combine them together, field by field, okay? And then you created any conversion rules. Conversion rules are the ones you're like, how do you translate? If there are any concatenation of the fields, if there is any transformation, all those things, you create the conversion rules.
Yes.
And then you pull the file, you read the file, and then you store that on the server, right?
We need to read the file,
convert
the file using the conversion rules. And then you use something called the BDC or batch input session. So there are multiple sessions. You can use the batch input session, you can use the call transaction, you can use the direct input, or you can use the BOPI. But you use the BDC session right here, right? Yeah.
You use a BDC session, and you created a batch input session, and then went and reviewed the session. But where I didn't see a place where you actually recorded the transaction.
We have created an object, right? Test object, which shows the test object, and the session has been created in the create batch input session step. A test object name, the test object has been created. A session has been created for us. So we simply need to run the session. As a session batch input session has been created, we just need to run the session. We need to process the session.
Okay, let me do that. Okay, hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to terminate you. Okay.
All right.
But where? How did you get this file?
That file it gets created in the converter data step, which you do. It gets automatically created for us in the application server.
Okay. Using a direct input method.
Yeah.
Okay, I was thinking, yeah, maybe. Okay, I was wondering why you did not use the batch recording session. Okay, so use the standard batch input standard structure.
Yes.
Use a direct input. Could you explain these things one more time to folks? All
Yeah,
these things.
sure. Yeah, we have four methods to import the data from the non-legacy to SAP system. So one of them is the standard batch or the direct input method, which you have seen right now. And Harry, can you switch back to the SAP screen? Yeah, and we have the three other things that are called the batch input recording, the business object method, also called as BAPI, and the other one is the IDoc. So these are four things to the four different methods to transfer the files. So the second one is the batch input recording. In the recording, we just create a recording and we need to give the transaction code.
Yeah, I just want to show this. Hold on, I just want to show this. Okay.
Sure. I think there's no recording available. We need to.
What happened? Let's do 02. Is it putting it up here? Okay. I clicked it here and I clicked on XT. Is XT02 not a valid transaction? I thought it was a valid transaction.
No, it's a valid transaction.
How come it's not going? Okay, let's do FK02. What's going on?
I think we need to have a recording already created, right?
No, I want to record it now. Let's do a brand new one, okay? What's going on? It is a custom. It is a value. Okay. Okay. Now it looks like we are in recording, right?
Yeah.
And now, so this instead of using the existing structure, I'm just using the recording. So recording has pulled the structure. So now I assign the source. So now I just name them. Basically, the name should be the same as the other one. Where is it? I think this is division, right? I think this is.
Yeah, distribution chart.
What is this guy? This division?
Division, yeah.
This must be like just a field or something.
Field, yeah.
Okay, and these are all the existing values. So yeah, the problem with the recording is you have to do everything, right? Because there is no,
Yes.
okay. So use use the channel. Okay, I'm just gonna save it. Go out. Okay, hopefully everybody got it. So there are like 4 standard methods. One is the standard batch input method. That's what Karthik used. He just used an existing object. So we don't have to do all the manual naming of the structures. SAP already has all the structures. So if you don't want to use that, you can always do a batch input recording. So you can record any session that you want. Editing a customer master, creating a customer master, creating a vendor, editing a vendor, creating a new GL account. I mean, pretty much anything that you use in a regular basis, you can do a batch input recording session. Or if you want to avoid that painful work, you can go back and look at the batch input session, but you have to find the right object for it. Hopefully all the objects are available, but you got to again find the right object. That's the trick, right?
Yeah.
I think the 40 for all the MM folks, it's the vendor master, and the method is just basically the the standard method. So that's the thing. Or you can always go back and say purchasing info records for MM people again. If you want to update that, or if you want to create that from the legacy system, you can also do material master. This is the MMO1. Okay, so this is the MMO1 transaction. So if you don't want to do that, you can always click here, put MMO1, and then go back and do a recording, and then manually create names for all the fields that you use. Okay. Could you just give an update on BAPI? How does this work? You got to again find the BAPI, right? Find the right.
Yeah, we need to find the right BAPI.
Right BAPI. Okay.
Yeah.
For example, let me see the right structure. Why would one choose one versus the other?
It depends. Sometimes you have some custom objects already defined, and if the user doesn't want to do that. It simply depends upon the requirement. If it's an easy thing to use the existing object.
Which one is the better one?
The standard object is a better one, because
this one is the better
conversion
one.
Is the first one, yeah.
Okay, the first one is the better one.
Yeah. So because everything comes under once you give the correct object name and method name. So you do not need to give any field names manually. You can directly give them in the conversion rules. The only thing you need to do is the mapping and conversion rules, where you give the correct values. I mean, if you wanna append some fields, or if you wanna combine two fields into one field, the only place you do is the mapping rule. So I guess this is the best option, as it involves a less hectic work.
Okay.
The only thing you need to do is to find out the correct object name.
So this is Vasu. This is one of the things. It's called the sales document. So if you're doing a one-time conversion of Oracle or mainframe back to SAP, this is your custom object that's already predefined. That's called the sales document. You can go back, look at the program name up. Let's take that out, I guess. And that's the program name, and I can actually display the program name. Okay, so there are 10. There are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 steps to complete the LSMW, and you have to complete all of them for this thing to work. And LSMW is actually a tool to convert the legacy data or data that's on your spreadsheets from Oracle system, any other system, back to SAP, and it's very commonly used for any of the migrating your account balances, changing. So let's say you want to do one-time changing of customer master data, one-time changing of data, one-time, let's say, updating all your accounts, updating account balances, updating some, huge database. So LSMW is most frequently used file. So it's expected, even though you're a financial consultant, even though you are a consultant or a SD consultant, it's expected that you know LSMW. I've seen a lot of the functional consultant very, very thorough with LSMW tool. Comes very handy if you're a consultant. So I would argue you to practice this thing. It's pretty easy if you follow those 10 steps. A lot of videos online. I'm actually recording this thing for you guys. 5-minute summary. Okay, could you give a summary again, Karthik, one more time?
Yeah. As Hari said,
I'll bring up your stuff. Okay, where is your stuff here?
2.2, I guess. Just 2.2.
2.2. Okay. 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 Let me pass you the control and just walk us through one more time. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Let me log into this.
I'll give you my keyboard and mouse. Okay, hold on.
Okay. Sorry, a quick question.
Yes, sir.
Starting with T code LSMW, and what are those names? That project test. If I do not have it, how do I make it? How do I create it? Because after all, when I'm using IDoc system, my entire thing may not be set up. So that's where it is. So that is when I requested for 5 to 7 minute summary. Just start with the T code, please.
T code is LSMW itself, right there.
Yes. Yes.
And if these things are not there, you just have to create it brand new. Create new entry, and then here I'm going to say Vasu 22, Vasu 102, Vasu test, and then you have to create a sub project which is the same as let's say this is you Vasu, but you have many things. Let's say this is the customer update, customer UPD. Okay. I'm going to say here 102, and then your name, updating customer. and that's it. And then execute it and you'll be here.
Okay, got it.
And then you go through the whole thing again. You just go to maintain attributes. We talked about there are 4 different things. You go to change. I'm going to select that. I'm going to pick my, let's say right now I'm doing my customer master update. I'm using my standard method, and I'm just save it. And then I go out. I'm done with my first step. My second step is I'm creating my my source structures. So I'm just going to create it. My source structure is XD02 customer source, right? So now, so I define the destination. Now I'm defining the source here. So I'm creating objects at the lower level. So I'm just going to do customer. Let's say I'm just for simplicity, I'm just updating only customer, I don't know, customer email communication or customer phone number. Somebody changed the area code, okay? Customer ID. Should I put KNNR here?
Yeah, that should be
KU.
Customer ID. And I'm gonna do here is lower level customer phone. I don't know what phone that is. I'm just gonna choose C4. Okay, hopefully it is there. Customer phone. So that's it. I only have 2 fields. I'm doing a mass update of customer phone numbers. Okay, and this is my source structure. So this is my original object, this is my source structure, and now I have to create my source fields. So go back and change, and I'm gonna click on that. I'm just gonna create the actual field names here, right? KUNNR, KNNR, I forget.
Yeah, actually no, KUNNR. Kunar.
KUNNR, okay, it's type C, length is 10. And I'm just going to say phone, hopefully that is there, and length is C, and again this is also a 10. Okay, so
No, you have made a mistake.
no,
Sorry, just
okay. Customer phone, so I got to go ahead and delete that guy. Okay.
so let's say we have made a mistake at KANNR. How do you fix that, Hari?
You just click on the edit.
Like there, save. Okay, like that. Okay. And then I create my Excel file, map that to these fields, read my Excel file, do my conversion routine, specify where my file is coming, read the data, create the batch input session, and run it. It's not that hard at all.
Yeah, it has to be tried, definitely.
Okay, so I will send you you all guys this document. I also have another document which is very good. Actually, I think I must have sent it to all of you before.
Is there a way to share it on this itself, or you have to do it separately?
Yeah, I have several. I have exactly what Karthik did step by step in a PDF document. I also have this Word document. I also have there are online videos as well that you can kind of look at it. And the key thing is practice.
Yes, yes.
And the very first time I did, I was able to complete that in 15 minutes. So just looking at the document, I just followed the steps, boom, 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 and then done. Okay, so I'll let Karthik teach us some more topics. Okay, Karthik, I'm making the presenter again, so go ahead with your other schedule. You wanted to show us the the ABAP, how to debug the programs and everything, right? Go ahead.
Sure. Yeah. Let me log in.
I'm gonna exit.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a second. I'm just gonna.
Let me know when I can start.
Yep, I'm ready. Yep.
Okay. IDoc IDoc is nothing but a simple intermediate document which is present between a non-SAP system and an SAP system. So there's a two types of IDocs available. One is inbound processing IDoc and the second one is outbound processing IDoc. Inbound processing IDoc is nothing but the name itself reflects IDoc is an inbound to the system, so it's coming from the X system to the SAP system, and whereas the outbound is nothing but the direction goes from the SAP system to another system. So inbound and outbound are the two different types of IDoc which they have. And in order to track an IDoc, you can go to the transaction WE02 or WE05. Once you click enter, it shows the list of IDocs available. You can sort out them by the time they are created or their last change. By you can sort out them. You can find out them by the IDoc number range, or you can just find out by the status of the IDocs. Say example, you wanna check IDocs with status message IDoc generated. You can give the status message 01 and click on execute. This says no IDocs available with the status message. So let's see the list of let's give the list of a bit more time, and let's try with the 01 if we can find out. So let's see all the IDocs available. So these are the status messages which shows the IDoc status. So we have three indicators, we can say, for the IDoc. The red shows that the IDoc is processed with errors and it's not completed, and the green shows that the IDoc is completed successfully, and the yellow shows that the IDoc is still in the processing, so it's still under work. So these are the three indicators where you can identify the IDoc status. So once you click the IDoc number, once you go to the IDoc display, you have three records available. One is the control record, the second one is the data records, the third one is the status records. And when you are in the home screen of the IDoc, you can see the technical information like the direction. It shows inbox, it shows the direction 2, it shows inbox, and it shows the status as 70. You can see that what's the status message here. You can scroll back to message 70 and see it shows original and IDoc which was edited. Its aim was to edit an IDoc, so that it was completed, and as it has completed, it shows the green light. It says IDoc has been processed successfully. And there are some other technical information of IDocs with basic type, extension, message type, partner number, partner type, and port. Message type shows the format of the message, like you want the format which you are sending in the IDoc, and the partner number shows where the IDoc is coming, and it's in the partner type also relates to the same, and port is the one which they are sending the IDoc. And if you go to the control record, you can see the same information like the IDoc number, direction of the IDoc, status of the IDoc, and the same basic type, the message types, the partner information, port information, and the technical information like when it was created and when the database was last updated. And you can see the address information, and you can see other details of this IDoc. So once you're done with that, you can see the data records. So you need to minimize this, you need to expand this. So you have a segment available, and you have the subsegments. Segment is nothing but a collection of data. You can say division of data into some pieces. You can see the other segments in the segment 1. Segment 1 has other segment names, segment 2 subsegment, which has field names, 3 field names and the 3 field counts. And the subsystem, it has another subsystem. It doesn't have any field segments. So you can create any segments like this. and you can have other segment ED4, EDL24, which have the field names defined. So it depends upon the requirement type, what are the data you need to send. So depending upon that, you can create segments and you can process them in the data records. And the status record shows the status of that IDoc. It shows the same status message here 70, and you can see the same in here. And it says the IDoc is saved as original of an edited document. So you can see the documentation, what the message of is here. So this is the three records where these three information of an IDoc where you can find the details of an IDoc. And the same WE05 is also used to view the same tracking of an IDoc. And
then show them the WE20.
WE20 as you've seen, let's so it shows the partner information here we're talking about. And WE20 allows us to configure the partner profiles. So let's see partner number and partner type.
Yeah, partner profile is like, what are we exchanging and who are we exchanging with? For example, you can say you're expecting to send an invoice to a customer, right? Let's say for ExxonMobil, Halliburton is or for Halliburton, ExxonMobil is a major customer. So what Halliburton does is it's going to send, or ExxonMobil does is it's going to send an order back to I'm going to reverse it. So for Halliburton, ExxonMobil is the customer. So ExxonMobil will send a sales order to Halliburton. Halliburton will actually fulfill that sales order. So the data exchange between both the companies need to be set up in the partner profiles. Who's exchanging and what documents are you exchanging? Go ahead.
So this is used to create. You can create a partner profile here. You can modify an account. You can change it. You can delete, or you can create a copy of them. So,
yeah, click on the customer partner type KU on the left. There's nothing. Okay.
no.
Yeah, partner number 1000. And this guy is actually, let's say, sending stuff, so it needs to be outbound to him, right? He's a customer.
Yeah.
You're sending him the invoices. So outbound parameters, create a new, I don't know.
So what would be the partner role?
Yep, create a partner role.
Can be any of them, sold to party or something?
Yeah, click on sold to party, and then in the message type, look for IDoc, invoice, INVOIC. Search for INVOIC, yeah, invoice star. Keep looking for more. Keep looking. I think it's, yeah. Keep looking. Yeah, that looks like a good one. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. No, the previous one. The previous one should be one. Not that one, next one, yeah.
This
Next
one?
one. Next one.
This one, right? Invoice billing.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see report. It should be a sales system now.
Yes, it's let's say like the test B2B system. Yeah, it's like the outbound, right? The B2B system. Let's say doesn't matter, just pick a port. And same thing in the basic type, look for invoices.
Yeah.
Yep. Enter, it's a warning.
So we
So say packet size is 1000 right there in the bottom. No, right below A5, right below A18, put 1000. The packet size, yeah. Go up.
So we have a partner profile created here with the partner role.
Yeah, what are we doing here is that we are sending an invoice to a customer called 1000. Pretty typical business process, right? So as soon as you create a billing document, it's just going to shoot out an invoice via EDI back to that customer.
So can we check this in the W02 transaction now?
Yeah, go ahead and show them the structure. Yeah, go ahead and show them that invoice structure, how it looks like. In not O2, I think it's the actual structure should be in O5, like the invoice review.
It should be pretty same for both, right? 02
Yeah,
and
the
05.
actual invoices. Show them the actual structures. Forget it's go out to the main menu. Yeah, go to the main menu. Go to tools. ABAP workbench. No, ALE. Yeah, ALE. Development. Come down. IDoc development. Second one. Yep, IDoc types W30. Okay. Then put that object name, the one we selected, invoice, search again, invoice. One more. That one. Yep. So the key is to find the right one. So this may not be the right one. I'm just picking, but the key is to find the right one. Good display. So typically it looks like you can see all the basic tabs that you see in a billing document should be here. Who's your partner? What's the conditions? Taxes, delivery, payment, segment, bank data. So all of the things that you see on the actual screen should be in here.
Anything more in the IDoc?
What do you say?
Anything more in IDoc you need to show?
Yeah, let me show, okay? Let me show.
Yeah. IDoc type we need to find in W30, right?
Sorry, okay, yeah. So the first step is determine the right IDoc type. View the IDoc type in W30, research online. So for each of these modules, you'll have several different IDoc types. For example, in FI, you'll have invoice 01. You could have purchasing 01. You could have billing 01. Different document types. So research that, and SDM, you should see a big list of IDocs for each module that you should familiarize with yourselves. And there'll be an interview question. They'll ask you what IDocs have you used. You should be able to tell clearly. Okay. And the second step is configure the partner profiles. Partner profiles could be inbound or outbound. Outbound could be, an example could be you're sending an invoice to a customer. Inbound is you're receiving invoice in AP from your vendor. Also, it could be you're sending a PO back to the customer. That could be outbound. Or you're sending a wire file to the bank. It could be an outbound. So depending on the direction, where the document is going, you need to determine inbound or outbound. Okay, and then determine when you determine the W20, you need to determine the message type, IDoc type, and port. So what is that you're exchanging, to whom you're exchanging? Okay, also select the partner. I'm sorry. Vendor, etc., who you're exchanging information with. And then you have to go into your message determination section within SD, FI, MM areas. In the message determination means when you're actually saving the document, what you want the document to do. Most often we print, or most often we fax. You can email, or you can also create IDocs or EDI. So once this is done for the PO, when you, as soon as you create a PO, as soon as you create a billing document, it creates an IDoc. Okay, you have to go into W02 and review whether that document was created or not. Okay, so depending on the direction, it could be you creating a brand new document, or depending on the inbound, then it's getting processed and it's actually getting converted. And if you're using EDI, you need to use an EDI translator. So this is how the process works. Halliburton sends the same thing. They will have the same processes. They will have IDoc. They will get converted into EDI. EDI goes to trading network. Trading network goes to internet to EDI processor, and then to an IDoc file on the Unix drive or some kind of a backend folder, converts into IDoc and gets into the SAP system. So if you want to actually me to duplicate it, I can do that. Okay. something like that. Okay.
Very questions.
Got it?
Yes.
So this is the outbound process for one company, and this is the inbound process in another company. And these are all the steps. And we have seen how to look at WO2. WO2 has three different segments. One is control, one is status, one is the data itself, three segments. And you need to configure the WE20, inbound, outbound, and you need to do the IDoc types, ports, messages, and you need to go back and do the message determination and configure how to actually output this thing automatically. Yes, you can ask questions. Yeah.
What is the difference? I mean, you have already shown EDI there, but I understand EDI is some kind of a protocol or some kind of a standard. So could you please?
You can type in a question. Yeah, EDI is an industry format. IDoc is an SAP proprietary format. So let's say if you're sending information to a non-SAP system, let's say in this case, if this is a non-SAP system, okay, there will not be an IDoc. No IDoc. There will be some kind of a proprietary format. Okay. EDI. Something like this. Or a flat file. Something like this. Got it? EDI is a standard format where everybody would accept. It's like Visa. It's like MasterCard. If you say I have Indian rupees and I want to pay you, nobody's going to take it. And EDI is like MasterCard. Everybody accepts a MasterCard. So if you want to actually show you, I can show you. Okay, EDI file looks like this. Okay, this is how the EDI file looks like. And this is a standard created like maybe like 50-60 years back, maybe for industry to exchange data between companies. It's a mutually like an ANSI, ISO, like a mutually agreed proprietary format. Not proprietary format, sorry, it's a mutually agreed format. So any data anybody wants sent to anybody, they have to convert it into a EDI format. And only SAP system would understand IDoc. If it's an Oracle, they wouldn't understand what IDoc is. So if it's an Oracle data database or EDI, you have to convert that into flat file. Flat file gets converted into an EDI, and EDI goes back to an IDoc. So for most SAP systems, you will have EDI to IDoc converters, automatic. Got it? That is in the message determination. That is go to SPRO. Okay. Search search for message determination. You need to set up condition for output, whether it is a print, fax, email, EDI, etc. If you want, I'll show you. Okay. This is how you would set it up. Here, you can create different routines. You want to do a printout. You can do an EDI. You can do, let's say, I'm just going to create a brand new entry here. create access sequence. Vendor. There is my output type, okay. Let me cancel this actually. See this one, this thing is now set to print, but you can also configure the message determination to do EDI. So if you do EDI, you have to default it for this particular vendor. You can say this is a vendor 1003. For this vendor, I would like to do an EDI. So as soon as you save this document, system creates an EDI and sends it to WO2 and out the door. Okay, or you can say print it, and it's going to print it at your printing store. Okay, let's take another example. Let's take another example: logistics, sales and distribution, billing document, display. Let's say company code 1000, fiscal year 1000, search. Doesn't look good. Let's do sales document, order, display. Let's try something else. There should be a message determination here that's, let me find out. Output header. Hopefully that's it. Yep, right here. So you should be able to set up the configuration defaults for this sales order and then output to EDI and as soon as you save it, it's going to split out an EDI and WO3. And the way to do configuration is, right now we are seeing this in the sales order in the PO, but you have to go back to your go back to SPRO. Okay, do a search, message output. That's time, that's global procurement. Okay. We'll do another search. Okay, this is the message determination for logistics. And you can set up the message types. Message types for the invoicing plans. Let me do it for the PO, okay? Let me do it for the purchasing. We have to, so right now this is set up to do it like a print. You come here, you set up the partner roles for this particular vendor. I'm going to do an EDI. You go ahead and change the document. Now it's not allowing me. I can do a new entry. I can do a medium new. I can do function. Recipients. Okay. And then if you save it, and then if you put in a default, it's going to spit out and create an EDI for you. Got it? So all of the configuration is right here in the output control, message types, message determination schemes. And that should be the same thing for your logistics too. Let me go back to logistics, sales and distribution, billing, plan. I'm just going to do a search. Okay, I'm going to click here. I'm going to do a message. I don't know, maybe this is the one. No, this is not the one. So I'm not able to, Vasu, I'm not able to find the exact place for ESD. You had asked Mr. Parth exactly where that is, but the concept is pretty identical. Everywhere you have to do the message output determination, and then configure that, and then when you save your documents, it's going to create a document in your EDI, in your WO2, right here. Okay, maybe I can find some IDocs for you. Okay, hold on. Wow. See, this is orders right there. These are all the sales orders that were created and sent out. It's coming from logistics LI, and this is the sales order that was output. Got it? Actually, this is a purchase order, not a sales order. Outbound IDocs, inbound IDocs. I don't even see a sales order here. Yes. Got it?